Okay, I'm live. Hey, everyone. Hi, Florence. How are you? Welcome. So I'm making quilts for my grandchildren for Christmas. I got Maya's almost finished, so I figured there's no point in me even showing you this because it's almost done. And, well, it's not almost done. I will show you the quilting when I do it on my frame, which this right here that you see, hi Kathy, right here is my quilting frame set up. So Jeff and I did this all yesterday. So this is Maya's quilt. It's actually one row done. So all the pieces, it's already been pieced. So there's no point in me showing you how this one goes. Hey, Carolyn, welcome. So yeah, I've got 8 rows, but once I get that ready for quilting, oh my God, I can't wait. I'm so excited to start free motion quilting on a quilting frame with my Juki sewing machine, which I absolutely love that machine. So I am making my sweet little grandson Seth, his quilt, and I'm using I forget the name of it, but I cut all of these white squares into 10-inch squares because I want to make half square triangles, and I want to use this. Hey, Debbie. Are reading my mind. I was thinking of this morning. I'm also wanting to learn quilting. Oh, that's awesome, Debbie. So yeah, I cut this, and I don't think you can see it in the fabric, but this is white on white. Oh, there you go. You can see it now. You can see it's got nice little squiggly pattern on it. Hey, Cynthia. So I cut all of these into 10 by 10, and then I'm using like a boyish fabric that I found on Missouri Star Quilt Company. So it's kind of nothing girlish in his whatsoever. It's all really just boyish. And I'm going to turn all of these into half square triangles. So this is the fabric I'm using. This is the piecing fabric I'm using are the 10 by 10 squares. And then I'll be using this for the binding, which this fabric here is in the good. Hi, Cindy. Good morning. And this fabric here is in that pack. My 6-inch border on the outside will be this beautiful dark blue. So this is going to have a 6-inch border, and that's what will give it a 71 by 79 approximate measurement. And then the inner border, I'll be using 1.25 yards of this gray fabric because there's a lot of gray in his patterns. And his backing will be black, and it'll be actually pieced, to be honest. So this is Barcelona. Okay, so this is the name of the fabric because this is part of his fabric that's in his fabric line. This one is called Zen Chick for Moda, and it's very boyish. It's not, I don't think this is for a girl. So I'll be piecing this with pure black. I'm sorry, but there's a lot of lint on this, but I'll be piecing this to the back to make it big enough. So that's how we're going to do this. And then I'm going to show you a super easy way of making half square triangles. And that's basically all I'm going to be doing today is probably doing a lot of cutting and not much sewing today. But I am quite excited to get these half square triangles made. So I got to kind of keep in mind, you know, you got to have darks and lights. You know, I don't want to put, I'm not going to sort these out. I can't be bothered to do that. But there's darks and lights, and you can see, you know, there's really light colors. Like this isn't, to me, this is not girlish fabric. It's just very boyish. But it's called Moda Chick. But I guess you could use it for a girl. I just think it's really boyish. Where is that gray fabric? There it is. This is his background fabric. Hi, Barbara. Good morning. So let's get started. Now, with this white fabric here, there is a right and a wrong side. So you have to be really careful if you're doing white on white fabric. Tracy, Nikin, hey, good morning, guys. So you have to be really careful that you put the right side together. And I don't know if you can see, but this is the right side of this fabric. you can really see the pattern. On the back, it's kind of camouflaged. See? All right. So let's do our first square. So I'm just going to take one sheet or one piece of that, and I'm going to lay it right sides together like so. So I did pretty good at cutting 10 by 10. And then we're going to draw a line from corner to corner, and you've got to make sure you are in your corners. So it doesn't really matter. I'm using a fabric pen. It doesn't really matter about this because you're going to be cutting on those lines and you ain't going to see them anyway. So you don't have to be fussy on what you can use a flipping marker if you want. It's going to get cut. So we're going to just cut here or draw there. Now, so on these squares, you're going to sew 1/4 inch on each side of this line so that you have a 1/4 inch here, and you can't really see my line. It's very bright because my window, I'm in the kitchen. Hi, EA. Yeah, so this here, you can't really see my lines. Can you see them? They're very faint. The purple one disappears, which really sucks. It really sucks. Now, I don't know how I'm going to do this. Well, I'm going to get a couple of these drawn. So I'm just going to set that one there. Because this is time consuming, this part here is drawing all these lines. So we'll do this and this. I'm going to try the other one because I think the purple is disappearing. Yeah, I'm going to use the blue. Because that purple, if I don't do it right away, it's going to disappear just in thin air. And that's going to suck for me. Wow, that didn't show up very good. My marker's running thin, I think. Or it's getting dry, I don't know. Yeah, that doesn't show up very good. Okay. Anyway, you get the gist of what you got to do. So this is basically, I'm going to be changing my camera angle to my sewing machine. But first, I want to get a couple of these done. I'm going to have to use the purple. Yeah, I can see that. That sucks. Hi, Kilburn. There. All right. Now I'm going to take this over to the sewing machine. I'm not even going to change my camera angle because I still need to show you something. So I'm just going to go and sew this quickly. I'm going to sew 1/4 inch on each side of these lines that I drew because they're going to disappear anyway. So just give me a second here. I think that's 1/4 inch. I don't even know. I don't have the proper footing because I'm so cool like that. Now I'm going to sew on the other side of that line 1/4 inch. And then I'll show you what I've done. And my foot pedal is running away on me. That sucks. Come here. So cutting my thread, I'm just going to go right back down the other side. Now, what I've done is I sewed 2 lines, one on each side here. So you can see that it's a double stitch line. So I sewed them 1/4 inch away from this purple line that I made. So now what we're going to do is we're going to do some cutting, and we're going to get 8 half square triangles out of this one piece. So that's perfect. So you're going to cut it right in half. So I have a 5-inch ruler here, and it's from Missouri Star Quilt Company. I absolutely love this ruler. And we're going to cut this in half. Turn our board, and we're going to cut it in half this way. Like so. And then we're going to turn our board, and we're going to cut down that line that we made from corner to corner. We'll cut these in half. And then we will turn it this way, and we will cut down the other line from corner to corner. Try not to move the pieces. That's why I like my rotary mat. All right. So now we have 8 half square triangles. So now we're going to square these up because they have to be 4.5 inches. So let me get my little 4.5-inch ruler. You're going to take one piece, and I have a diagonal line here, so that will mean that's my stitch line. You're going to stick this on your stitch line, and then you're going to trim this to 4.5 inches. And let me just look if I got this on my stitch line, which I do not. There we go. There we go. I think it is. All right. And then we're going to trim that. I'm trimming off my dog ears, which is that little piece. And then we'll just do a little trim there. Little trim there. And trim off this little dog ear. And there is our perfect half square triangle at 4.5 inches. So you're going to do that with all your pieces. And of course, you're going to iron it to the dark side. So let me just get my iron hot here. My iron's not quite hot. So yeah, it's nice to trim off those dog ears because they'll be sticking out and you don't want them to stick out. So I'm flipping it over, and I want my dark side up because I'm going to be setting my seam. And then I'm just going to fold this over and put my seam so it's in the dark area. It's on the dark side, and you can't see it through this half square triangle. See? Like so. The iron's not quite hot enough. And I have the coolest iron that stands up all by itself that my children bought me one year for Christmas. They all pitched in. So that's that. That's what we're going to be making. Hundreds of these. Thousands. Hundreds and thousands. And it's always good to get this rotary mat. I have this in 2 sizes. I have the 12-inch and the 6-inch one, which I absolutely adore. So trim that there. Trim it. Turn it. Trim the dog ear. And trim the dog ear. So there's another one. Done perfectly. So I'm going to do that to all of these. Whoops, I forgot to get a garbage. And then I'll just iron them all at once. So this is actually a 4.5 by 4.5 square ruler. Hi, Cherry. What kind of board? What board are you talking about, Deb? Which board? Let me know what board she means. So line that up. Turn it. I could probably use my 6-inch one for doing this, and I'll probably go dig it out. Oh, these are the Fiskars rotary mats. This is made by Fiskars. It's a Fiskars mat, and it's a rotary mat. I bought this on Amazon quite a few years ago, and I absolutely love it. I just need to go find where I put my 6-inch one, because when I cleaned out all my paper crafting stuff, I don't know what I did with it. Hope I didn't sell it. I could have. So yeah, the smaller one's good for this kind of thing, for squaring up. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go dig out my 6-inch one, because this big one is only good for cutting like a 10-inch square. Yeah, I'll show you it. I'll show you how it comes in 2 pieces. Let me just close that. See, it's got like a plastic thing on here, and then on this end it has this, and this here is what allows you to turn it. So you can get these in different sizes. No, this one isn't from Missouri Star Quilt Company. Yeah, it's a rotating mat. It's perfect. It's just so perfect. So I want to follow my line, put it on my stitch line, even though my stitch line's crooked, who cares? Just as long as you have this matched up with that, you'll get a perfect 4.5-inch square. Like so. So yeah, I got a lot of 4.5-inch squares to make. And I don't know what kind of pattern I'm going to do. I'm just going to flip these different ways just to see what kind of a pattern I can do with half square triangles. I know there's billions and billions of patterns. Yeah, Kathy, it comes out super, super even. It's just perfect. Like, look at, you can tell this is crooked. You can see that edge because I didn't sew it so good. But if you just line up your seam line, it will cut all that excess off and give you a perfect 4.5-inch square. And I just love this. Like that. It's so perfect. So I'm going to sew another one. I don't know. I don't know how I'm going to group them together. I just don't know how I'm doing this. No clue. And this one looks like I sewed it almost too short. Just barely grazed the edge of that. Still good. All right. So that's those. We got a hot iron, which is perfect. Now we can iron all of these to the dark side. And I made this little temporary ironing board. And then you just take it and roll it up. And try not to stretch your fabric because you'll just ruin your square you just made. And I rule of thumb is always press your seams. Don't be lazy. Please don't be lazy, because you're going to have a really crappy quilt top if you do that. I know a lot of people just finger press, but it doesn't work that way. And there we go. So now we have a group of half square triangles. 4.5 inch squares. So, I mean, we can line these up whatever way we want. We can make like a chevron pattern, maybe. We can make a diamond that way. We could just make an X. You know, don't have to be anything, and put these all together and see what that looks like. Like, there's just so many ways to put these. Could do it that way. Make a diamond this way. But that, I want something kind of boyish. I don't want to get into stars and stuff like that. Hey, Sandra. Been a long time. How are you? So yeah, I really don't know how I'm going to do this. So, but we're going to figure out something. I might just do, I might do it like, nope, this way. I could turn and flip them this way and make a block like that. There's multiple ways to make blocks, like with half square triangles. Could go that way, yeah. One that way, and we could do one, no, this way. Let's see. No, I don't want it like that. Like that. No. Oh, that's cool. See? Gave it a chevron. Ha! You could do it that way. That's pretty cool. Or you could flip it around and have the color. Oh, how did I do that now? I guess it was this way. I don't know. Yep, this way. And make, no, this way. No, how did I do that? See now? We want it to be chevron. Like that? No. I don't remember what I did. I messed this all up. Like that. Like that. So let's turn the two white pieces like that. Flip these two like that. And there, now we got the actual pattern in the chevron. There we go. You need to iron, Kathy. Don't be lazy. So yeah, I might do a bunch of chevrons and then do different, maybe go like that. Actually, let me get it off this, because this is just a small little ironing board. Let's see what we can do with this. We did it this way. No. What is that going to look like? Ooh, we could do that. Make it just like a zigzag. Let's see how that'll look. And turn that one like that. Let's move this over and put this one with the thing like that and just keep on going. Nothing wrong with that. Would be super cute. What do you guys think of that for a boy instead of stars? I don't want to make stars. I mean, I would definitely be using all different pieces. Like, I'm not going to use all this one. The white will stay with the white and the dark will stay with the dark, or the colors. Like that, I'm just showing you an example. I bet you my purple line disappeared pretty much. All right, I'm going to sew this up quick. I'm going to put this back in place. Yeah, my lines kind of disappeared, but I can vaguely see them. I can. Vaguely. Very vaguely. I probably should be redrawing them. That's why you can't use that purple. Disappear. My foot pedal's running away. I hate that. I mean, this quilt here, I'm going to have to put the Velcro on this one like I did in my room. Like this one here, this quilt here is going to take a long time. Like it's a lot of cuts, a lot of squaring up. But to me, I think it'll be perfect. I do. So I'm going to cut this in half first. I like to do that part first. So let me grab my rotary cutter, cut it in half, turn it, move all this crap out of the way. So I've got nothing interfering with my cuts. And I like this 5-inch ruler I got from Missouri Star Quilt Company. I just love this. I got the whole set. That. And then you turn it on a diagonal and cut corner to corner. And I put grips on these rulers because they move, and I hate that. So I put these true grips. See these round things? These are called true grips. I placed all of those on here because they don't come with that. And if your rulers don't have anything on the backs of them, they just move so flippin' easy and then throws your cutting off whack. There we go. Now, we have 8 more. With 4 sewing lines, we have 8 more half square triangles. Look at how pretty. Like, this is really masculine. Don't you guys think? Very boyish. So, let's, I'm going to turn these all to the dark side because I think it's going to be a little easier for me to see that sewing line. And that's that. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make a bunch of piles. So let's get another one here going. Let's move you. And let's get another white. So this was, I think, I'm not mistaken, I think it was 4 yards of this white on white fabric. And I cut it all. I think there was only a small little piece left by the time I was done cutting for all these 10 by 10 squares. But it's cheaper for me to buy the yardage than it was to buy the 10-inch squares because I already had it. So why not use it? So I don't like how that's not lining up there. There we go. Perfect. So this is such an easy way to make half square triangles. I learned to do this a long time ago. And using, oh my God, using a 5-inch square. Try that. You know how tiny those are? I don't even want to tell you how small those squares are. Like Maya's quilt has very tiny half square triangles in it. And that was a nightmare. All right. I'll show you how tiny compared to these. So here is one of hers. This is a half square triangle right in here. So that's that compared to this one of Seth's. Look at the difference. So yeah, this is Maya's quilt. And that's the difference. And this was all different half square triangles. As you can see, they were put together in a weird way. Like I can't wait to quilt this. My God, it's going to be so beautiful. So I plan on quilting all in here and doing some fancy quilt moves in here with my new rulers I got. So you can see one has the patchwork and one has a four patch. So each block, this has the patches and this has the patch block or patch. So that's how this was. This one here is 7, and you could see everything is pressed. Everything. I press everything. These are 7 blocks across, and I don't remember. I think these are like 8-inch blocks. They're super small. Nope, they're 9. They are 9 by 9-inch blocks. So that's how small those are. And this is row 1. That's the only row I've got sewed together. So there's the difference in doing half square triangles. You can do them in any size you want, any piece of fabric. You could make this a 6-inch piece. If you need smaller ones, I would use a 6-inch square. And I think that's what I used for Maya's to get those 8 half square triangles, to get them that small. I think they were like 2 by 2, so small. So yeah, that's how I got Maya's. So let's take this over to this little fancy sewing machine here, and let's sew 1/4 inch. And I don't use turtle mode. I can't stand sewing slow. If my machine can go 100 miles an hour, it's going to go 100 miles an hour. That's the golden rule. Okay. This side done. Jeff, I'm going to have to get Velcro and put this stupid foot pedal down because it's just bouncing around. So I'm not cutting my thread. When I go down one side, I pick up my needle and my foot pedal, and I just turn the square around and go back down the other side. So you don't have to cut your thread, only twice. And I have an automatic thread cutter, so I don't have to cut my threads. Oh, that might work, honey. Thank you. Oh, good job. This thing just keeps on taking off. Oh, good idea. Thank you. All right. So we've got our double line sewed. See, and you can see my purple line has already disappeared. So You can see one on each side of this middle line, 1/4 inch. Okay, so we're going to cut this. And because I'm sitting awkward in my chair here, I'm turning my board to where it's comfortable for me. Whoops. I know it's probably lopsided in camera. There. I'm just being very diligent here because I do not want to move my square. That's the purpose of having a rotary mat. Now we're going to cut down the 2 corners. I remember when Jeff was still living. See, I moved my squares, but no big deal. You can just move them all back. I remember when Jeff was living in California, and I have a beautiful computerized Kenmore sewing machine that I've had for probably 10 years now, and the thing works so perfect. But the shaft of the sewing machine for quilting was so small, and I made him and his sister, his mom and dad, and him a quilt, and I was whining to him like a baby. I need a quilting machine. So look at this. Isn't that pretty? Look at all these beautiful different colors that you can mix up. Like I would never put those 2 together. I would put a dark and a light and a dark and a light and a dark and a light. Okay, Sandra, take care. But I remember whining to him that it's really hard for me to sew on this Kenmore to quilt because the area between the needle and the body of it is like this big. So you're forever rolling and rolling and rolling and rolling your quilt, and then you get puckers in it. So I hated it. So I told him one of these days I'm going to get a Juki 2010 sewing machine. I showed it to him on eBay. And guess what he bought me and sent it to me? He wasn't even living here yet. He sent me my Juki 2010 sewing machine, and it was $1,100 American. Hey, Paula. It was $1,100 American for that sewing machine, and it's still to this day is about that much. And how long have I had that now, Jeff? About 5 years now. Yeah, it's one that you have to oil, but I'm telling you, it's so worth it. It's okay. You can oil it. So I'm just basically doing the same thing repetitively. If you guys don't mind, I want to get all my squares cut, and that's how I done Maya's. Is I cut all my pieces, then I measure, cut them to the proper size, 4.5 inch or whatever the size they were, and then I started building the quilt and changing up all the colors. So you can see my threads are hanging there, but they'll get cut off when I use this. But I am going to go look for my 6-inch 6-inch rotary mat for that. So let's do another one like that. So there's the right side. So right sides together. Of course, match up your corners best you can. They're not going to be 100% perfect because these 10 by 10s, this is called a layer cake, and these come pre-cut. They actually got the ends are all got pinking sheared zigzags on them. So yeah, those already come like that. So these white ones that I have did not. Yeah. Okay, where did I put my marker? Right here. I do have chalk. I have all kinds of marking tools. I think I even have a marking pencil. This just goes super fast. It's all your halves. And I think I'm going to use up my whole entire layer cake, which is the 10-inch squares. And I believe I cut enough white ones to match the amount of squares I have in the layer cake. I don't remember how many there was. So I'm going to just do 2, and then I'll sew it. So let's do this nice, pretty, bright blue one. And we'll take a white. I think this is going to look super cute, this quilt. I just don't know how I want to do it. I might make a big star in the middle. I don't know. I just don't know yet. Okay. Let's see. That looks pretty good. I might have to go get a new marker. Now you can see that's good and dark. Oh, it does, Barbara. It is kind of fun. When you start quilting, keep yourself organized. If you're not organized, then it's going to depress you. It's not going to be fun. So keep yourself kind of organized. I'm sort of organized. Everything's sitting on my quilting frame, which I have. Even my sewing machine is on my quilting frame. So I'm sewing right on that. I will give you guys a peek at my sewing machine a little bit later on. But there, I got 2 squares already drawn out. And before I get these probably cut, these purple marks will be disappearing. They play disappearing. So now that the sun has moved away from my window here, because I'm right by my kitchen window, actually, we took my dining room table out. Jeff took it apart yesterday and set up my quilting frame up here. So this here, wood that you see, this is my quilting frame, and I'm so excited. Oh, I was playing with it yesterday, but I don't have the leader boards on yet, the leader cloths, in order to tie a quilt to it, and I don't have the regulator set up yet. So we still have to do all that. But I have to make these quilts first. I mean, you can't quilt these without making tops. Oh, this coffee is really good. All right, so let's get sewing here and see how great my little footsie pillow is that Jeff just fixed for me. He brought me a piece of rubber. Perfect. Stop running away on me. And I just like to bring my needle up and pull some thread before I actually turn and go down the other side. Because then it'll curl up your corner. I absolutely love this sewing machine. I would never part with it. I would never, ever borrow it out. Never. I don't do well in borrowing out. Oh, I ran out of bobbin thread. Hey, perfect place to run out. Right at the beginning of the next square. Okie dokie. So we have another bobbin right here. So I'm just going to change my bobbin thread really fast. Isn't that nice? You just run out of thread right in the middle of, whoopsies. Get out. Get out. Why isn't this coming out? Alrighty. Why are you not coming out? It's empty. Ah, there we go. Okay. So I believe my bobbin thread goes in like this. I don't know if I put it in right or not, but we will find out. Because it'll so crack. And all right, let me just break my thread off. Let's draw our bobbin. And I'm just going to do a test piece. Make sure I put my bobbin in right, because if I didn't, it's so sloppy. Let me just do a test. Oops, I cut it. perfect. I put it in right. I did it right. All right. There we are. So there's one done. I've got a few bobbins already filled. I only have 4 bobbins. I ordered more. They're coming. Because when I start quilting, I'm going to need at least 30 bobbins full of thread. If I miss anything they say, Jeff, just let me know. There we go. Whoops, I cut it. I have a bad eye. You don't have to back stitch this. Oh, that was kind of hard because my purple line really disappeared on this one. Really disappeared. And this was the second one I made, but that was really hard to see under the sewing machine. So I would never put 2 of these together and cut them together, because your line could be off by a smidget and you're going to cut right into your line of sewing. So don't be lazy. My famous last words when it comes to quilting, you can't be lazy. You got to take it, or you're going to have a really lopsided square and you're going to regret it. You're really going to regret it. I promise you. So that's why I'm only cutting one at a time. Now, when I cut all these white squares, yes, I cut like 8 layers. I cut 8 squares at a time. I don't piss around when it comes to cutting fabric. I have a big cutting mat, so I just fold up my fabric 8 times, fold it in half, fold it again, and cut 8 at a time. Sometimes I cut 16 because I'm really lazy. But yeah, it's all up to you how many layers you want to cut through and how straight you can get those layers, because your hand will hurt after a while if you're starting, because you got to really press hard. And remember, you only got this much room between the blade and your ruler. So if you cut too many layers, it will never work. So this is already one we did. That's the one we pressed, but I'm just doing these in order as I get them off the what do you call it, layer cake pack. So there's another pack. So I'm going to kind of keep my darks and lights separate. So that's a dark, and this to me, that's a light. Yeah, because a dark beside that would look really sweet. So that's what I would consider a dark and a light. Yeah. So I'm going to keep all my darks. Oops, that's one's already done. I'm going to make my piles. These are all darks. This is definitely a dark. Because if you look at that against that, you can see it's dark and light. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make my little piles here. So there's my darks and there's my lights. And this one here is definitely a light. Nice, pretty one. So these rulers come from Missouri Star Quilt Company. You get this size, and there's a smaller one that I really, really love for small things. And I use that one a lot too. These are basically the most used rulers, are these ones here from Missouri Star Quilt Company. I don't remember how much they were, but they were worth whatever I paid for them. I don't care. Quilting supplies are not cheap. I know, not even fabric. Like if you can get a good deal at your fabric store, then hey, I'm happy for you. Here, our fabric for cotton by a meter. So they sell our cotton here by a meter because we're in Canada, we're metric. Look at that. They are like $18, $19 a meter. It's ridiculous here. I don't buy any fabric here. I buy all my fabrics. This is all from Missouri Star Quilt Company, and their yardage, like this white on white, I bet you was less than $10 a yard. I know, like for patterned stuff. So if I bought this solid piece, it's $9 and something cents a yard, or $10.95 a yard. It's still way cheaper than what I would pay here. So there's lights. So there, I killed off two of them in that short time. So here's a nice light one as well. I'm going to put a white on that. I could have used gray fabric. I could have used blue fabric, but I stuck with the white because I want all of the patterns to stand out like Maya's. How all of the colored pieces all stood out. And hers, I used 10-inch squares as well. And I cut them all down into those tiny sizes. It was a nightmare. But hey, it was worth it. I was sitting at our at Vanderleest, squaring all of those up and pressing them. Well, we were selling at our craft table near Christmas time a couple of years ago. That's how long it's been I've done that. Quite a few years ago. Actually, Jeff, when we laid that quilt out, there was nobody living downstairs. That's how long ago we laid this quilt out. That was quite a while ago. So I'm going to do two. So there's that one. And we'll do this polka dot one. Do that. Wait on it. Is that the right way? Whoa. Sure was. And I'm thinking, holy cow, I almost did that. And I have done that. Oh my God, I don't want to do that. It's a nightmare. If you sew your fabric wrong side up, oh my God, don't do that. Oops. That doesn't fit on my board. I need to turn my board, not my fabric. I always forget. Yeah. This marker is kind of dry. I got to get a different marking tool. Again, it doesn't really matter. I can use a flipping pen because I'm cutting this here. You ain't going to see this. So I think I'm going to get a better tool because this really is sucking. Because I'd like to do more than two of them at a time. But I can only do two because by the time I get to the other one, the lines disappear. We don't want that. There you go. I cut the thread. Perfect. That's one side. that one done. So these go by very quickly, I would say. I don't remember. Anybody know how many pieces are to a layer cake? I don't remember. I'd have to go get one. I have some in my stash. I just don't remember. I think there's like 40 something. I don't remember. 42, 45, somewhere in there. In fact, I think some companies have different amounts, to be honest. Okay, there's 2 done. Now, and to cut. Like I said, this goes very quickly. Like if I would be sitting here chainsawing all of these if I wasn't live. I would mark them, every single one, and then chainsaw them. And then cut them all, square them up, and start building my pattern. I'd have to use my kitchen floor with the help of Jeff, because he's pretty good at laying out quilts. He did Maya's because he could kneel on his knees. I can't. I have a bad knee. I wouldn't even try to kneel on it. It would break. So that's how easy. Look at that. Another one done. And this one here is a light. I would call this a light color. And that didn't, I'm actually going to go get my other, if you guys can give me a minute's pause. I'm going to go gather a few different things here. I need a different ink. I need a different cutter because this one's getting dull and I don't feel like changing that blade right now. And I'm going to get a different mark and I'm going to find my 6-inch board for squaring these up because I really don't need this big one. I need the big one for the 10-inch squares, but I definitely don't need this big one for doing these squaring up of these lights, these squares here. So guys, give me a few moments to go gather up stuff, chit chat with each other, and I'll be right back. I'm just going to Okay, I'm back. Now, you guys remember I get the Sew Sampler box every month? And look what came in these. This one is a Fisker's mini detail cutting one. This one will be perfect for squaring up on this little squaring up, this little rotary mat. I got the little 6-inch one, which I absolutely love. So I'm going to use this little mini one. This came in my Sew Sampler box. Look at the little tiny rotary cutter. Love it. And then this one here is getting a wee bit dull. I can change the blade, but why not use the brand new one I got? Olfa's rotary cutter 40th anniversary since 1979. So this came in one of my boxes for free. Well, it's not free. I mean, I pay 20-something a month for that, and you get a ton of stuff in those Sew Sampler boxes. Like so many notions and things that you could really, really use as a quilter. So if I were you, I would, if you're a sewer or quilter, I would definitely get your butt in gear and go order that Sew Sampler box by Fat Quarter Shop. That is the name of the company that puts those out. And my last month's box was flipping awesome. Like one box I got Tim Holtz pair of snips in it. I haven't got those out. I haven't used them yet. Last month's box, I'll go get it and show you what I just got in last month's box. Like I have 12 months of these boxes, and believe me, I got a lot of beautiful stuff in here, especially I got the Tim Holtz scissors. I got another pair of scissors. So it comes just like this in the mail. It's the Sew Sampler box by Fat Quarter. This one's called Bobbing for Apples. And inside here, it came with, it's called a Fat 8, and there's 8 fat quarters in here. It's a motif fabric called Orchard, and it's all got to do with apples and fruits and stuff. It came with a package of fork pins. I've never used these in quilting, and they're by Clover, and they're a double-headed pin. So these are, I've never used these, so I'm definitely going to give them a try. So these are super nice if you're doing a seam, you know, and you want to keep that seam perfect. Well, you would do that. So this little box of pins came in there. These are called bowhand from France. There's 40 needles in here, and they're all like for sewing, and they're all different sizes. I love these big long ones, and they're huge, and they're very expensive. I think this here shows them as being, here's the price of everything. $11.98 for this package of needles. And these Clover pins were $8.98. This Fat Quarter bundle is worth $19.98 for all of these. So that came in that. And then to make the actual pattern, they give you the pattern is this. So this is what you're going to be making, and they even give you the finished block half square triangle things. So you would sew right on these papers. You would sew these papers, and then these just tear right off at your seam. So it comes with that, and it comes with a block pattern. This one's called Goodness Grows. So they give you the pattern and the pieces to cut out for your pattern. So this is pattern block number 2. I got block number 1 last month. So there's 12, usually 12 blocks. They give you one in each sampler box for free. Other than that, you have to go pay $4.95 for one pattern. And there's 4 of them I'm missing from the first block of the month pattern. So they give you that. They give you this, all the pieces, how to cut them, how to join them. They also do a video tutorial. Isn't this beautiful? So they also do a video tutorial and they show you what pieces to use, how to use this, how to use all your pieces. So my boxes are always chocked full of goodies, always. Like this paper roll, that is worth $10.98. So 10, 20, 32, $42 worth of stuff in this box that I paid $24 for, or 24 something. Yeah, these are so worth it. And don't forget, on the inside of this little, each one of these come with it. On the inside, you get a coupon for something either free or percentages off. So if you go order something, like, I don't need this Dresden plate. I have 2 of these. I don't need another one. So I'm not going to put an order in just to get that. So it's a pie ruler, but I have 2 of those. I don't want another one because one of them is in one of my Sew Sampler boxes. So 1 month you'll get cutter, you'll get threads. You just get a whole bunch of goodies in it. And I love it. I just absolutely love these boxes. And they're a surprise every month because you don't even know what's in them. They don't give you hint. They give you a little hint, but you still have no idea what you're getting in your box. It's just all a big surprise. And I love it. Whoops. I really, really love it. And I will be making every single thing. Like, there's one box that has a bag in it, and you get to make the bag. And that's probably going to be super beautiful. I've got, like, they have tutorials to show you how to put your blocks together. If there's a block or a purse or whatever it is, there every month they show you how to use all your stuff in your Sew Sampler box. So you could never get screwed up. It's screwed up at all. And I love that. So I'm not gonna, I keep them all together. So this one I would consider a light. So that's definitely a light. You can kind of see where I ran out of thread there. These are so worth it. Is people still here? Because my chat's not moving. I haven't seen a single word. I don't know if I'm still live or not. The chat's not moving. I'm not seeing new chat. I know I did 2 squares. Where's the other one? Did I cut it already? I think I cut it already. I already cut it. Okay. Oh, Paula said still here. Okay. Everyone's just being super quiet and drooling over my fat quarter Sew Sampler boxes. Now, one thing with the Sew Sampler boxes, they don't give you the backing. They give you borders if you need it. Anything to do with the top of your quilt, but the backing, the batting, and all that stuff are extras. They don't, you have to buy that extra, but they give you a coupon usually to go and buy it. So I'm using a black permanent marker now because it doesn't really matter because these are getting cut anyways. So yeah. And I can see that line really well. Really, really well. Miku's saying hello. Did he come out of his room at all, Jeff? What?
Nope.
Oh, sounds like he's getting ready to come out. Just keep an eye on Tia. Lately, Miku has been going after Tia, and he's really starting to irritate me. He just, like, he wants to attack her. Like, she was sleeping. She has a bed in my bathroom because she likes to sleep in the bathroom. Don't ask me why, but it's just, I don't know. I guess it's a secure place for her. And he went straight in the bathroom and attacked her. And she was in there sleeping. I could hear her yelp. He bit her. Oh my God, that just floored me. Never seen me jump so fast. And then he chased her. Because she's blind now, she can't see, but she knows Miku's coming. She can hear pitter-patter of his talons sometimes. But he was coming out of his room and she was walking in front of his perch area and he chased her and I had to go and throw a pillow over top of him so he didn't attack her. Like literally, that scared me. I thought he was going to get her, but he didn't that time because I was too fast. So yeah, she can't run away from him like she used to. So I could never leave him alone with her. Never. He would just kill her. And then I'll be very upset. So we have to keep a close eye on her at all times anyways because of her being blind now. She's just getting to be an old girl. She's 11 years old. Okay, one down, one more here. I'm making sure my corners are matched up. Perfect. One more side. Okay, so now I can cut these two. So you can see they're not perfectly matched up. I mean, you're never going to get this perfect no matter what you do, no matter how hard you try.
So how's your table?
Oh, it's good. Okay. Kind of line these back up. Okay. So that's that one. So I'm considering this one to be a light. This one's so pretty. I love all these colors, I really do. And this one, I'm also going to consider it a light as well because it's not all that dark. So you can see this square is just not perfect, but that's why you... Yeah, Barbara, they are. They're all doing really good. Tiki was out of his cage for a good while yesterday, but he goes back to the vet this week for, I think, probably his final checkup, an x-ray on his wing. But other than that, he's never going to fly. He can't fly. He tries, but he just flops. Miku really did a number on him. But he's not in pain or nothing, so he's quite a happy baby, actually. Playing with his toys all the time. He's just... I feel bad that he gets locked up a lot, but because of him flopping on his breastbone, he was off on his cage yesterday. I let him out, and he flopped on the floor, and that could seriously break his breastbone. So, and his cage is pretty high up. So in the cage he went. I was like, no, you're not killing yourself, and I'm not getting any more vet bills. So he went back in his cage. This seems like a lot of work, but it'll be worth it when you're done. I love this one. It's almost like it's vintage. Like it's, look at it. It's kind of frayed, not frayed. Yeah, it's like, looks like it's scratched off and old. It's kind of neat. That one's pretty cool. That 10-inch square doesn't fit all that perfectly, but that's okay too. So we'll just do this. I really like my rotary mat. Just saying. It's well used. That's for sure. It was probably the best money I ever invested. Was that. Move that over. Yeah, it kind of does. I think it looks like jelly beans. Kind of neat pattern. That's the first thing I thought of too when I saw that. It looked like jelly beans. So if you don't match your corner to corner properly when you draw your line, just redraw it. I don't like how this is matching up here because it's not in the corner. It's going to have to do. I'm going to just follow that and follow that. White. And I think I'm going to do 3 this time. So as you know, you probably realize that I've got repeats of fabric, but in a layer cake, they give you 2, 3 pieces of some of them. I know that you get 2 for sure. Some of them you end up with 3. I don't know why. It's just the way they do it. But they do. So I'm just going to do these 3 and then we'll chop them. Sew them and chop them. Okay. So I'm going to get this one, these 3 sewed up. It's pretty quick anyways. I sewed like the speed of light. Hi, Carolyn. Hi, Martha. I don't really think you can get this fabric anymore. I don't know. I know I couldn't get any more backing because I did not buy enough for the backing. And I tried to order more and it's discontinued. So that's why I have to patch black in it, which I don't mind. It'll look nice. There, that one's sewed. Let's sew this one. was just lining up my corners. But you need to make sure you do that. That one's done. One more. Probably after these three, I'm going to do some squaring up just to kill the monotony of making these. Okay, we got three done. So we'll cut these three and then we'll do some squaring up. So I'm just going to get my iron heated up here. Jeff, can you give me a garbage, please? Like I just got no room here for garbage to sit on here. Oh, thanks, Cindy. I got this from Missouri Star Quilt Company about 4 years ago, 3 or 4 years ago. And I realized when I was making Maya's quilt, I did not buy enough back fabric to put the backing on. So I went and ordered. I was only able to get more of Maya's, but the one for Seth's, I could not get more fabric for it. So I don't think this fabric is still available, to be honest. You might get the odd piece of part of the yardage from this, but I don't even know if they have the 10-inch squares anymore. Pretty sure they don't. Okay, so I'm going to cut this. My nice new rotary cutter. Remember, you're cutting 4 times per square. Thank you, honey. This is so nice to have my garbage can in here. He even emptied it for me and gave me a new bag. I'm very happy about that. But it's nice and bright in my dining room. As you can see, my craft room is extremely dark and dreary. So, all right. So this is, again, another light. But I'm still going to iron it to the light side. When you iron it, try not to iron it to the white, because your seam will show. All right, this guy next. So I'm actually lining my ruler up with the actual color print and not the white. As you can see, my white is teeny tiny, like a 1/16 of an inch smaller. So I'm going with the actual 10-inch squares that came back. Whoops, moved it. Put everything back together. Ta-da. So easy to fix. No need to panic. And I usually press all of my fabric after I get it in the store, but I don't wash it unless it's flannel. What great idea, Martha. What are you talking about, Martha? Martha. What? What, Jeff? Quilting box pattern? No. What's that? Nope. I am not using any quilting pattern right now. I'm just making these squares and hoping for the best. Quilting box pattern. I don't know what that is, Martha, so you're one step ahead of me. I don't even know what a quilting box pattern is. So I'm lost on that one, girl. All right, so I'm going to move off this little guy and bring in my wee little rotary cutter. Bring these guys in. And where's my little ruler? Right here. My square up ruler. And let's see how good our little guy works. So we're going to put this on the sewing line, which I can see way better. Miku's going, because I do that to him all the time. This one wants to move. I don't know if I put, oh, whoops. I was going to say, I know this had grips on it. I put it upside down. Okay, I need to fix this. I just want to cut these dog ears off. Is that for your monthly subscription box? Oh, no, it's not. No, this is just, I was planning on making my grandkids quilts a couple of years ago for Christmas, and I never got around to it. So that is how that's going to look. Nice, squared up, 4.5 by 4.5. See, 4.5, 4.5. It's perfectly squared. Love it. Make sure I got the rough side down. This is what's so time consuming, is squaring up these squares. And this one just wants to keep moving on me. There. That was a tricky one to get. Cut the doggy's ears off. And cut that off. And there we go. 4.5 by 4.5. I could just cut that right like that. That one's squared up. And then I'll get these dark ones done, and then I will press them open. I'm back. Had to get coffee. Welcome back, Barbara. Smart choice. Coffee. So you can see only very little bit is getting trimmed off, but that still will throw your squares off whack, off kilter, if they're not all the same size. So it's a good habit to get into to square up all your pieces. So when I do sew them together, it'll be beautiful. It'll be gorgeous. Of course, my sewing line is not straight. Never is, never will be. But I do like this little trimmer. I really do. I really love it. So yeah, what's on your guys' agenda for today? Oops, guess you won't get far with that down. Well, my ruler moved. Well, didn't do any damage. Oops. Yeah, and Sandra, you can get these really cheap. Well, they're not cheap. I shouldn't say that. They're not cheap. But they last so long. Like you won't be buying another one for long, long time. It'll probably outlive you. But yes, these here are perfect for doing stuff like this. Perfect. Especially squaring up, because you know how you have to take, like sometimes I watch Jenny Doan on Missouri Star Quilt Company. She doesn't have a rotary mat and she's always twisting and turning her body to trim off her stuff, or she's got to turn her fabric, but she's good at it, so I'm not. Mine won't line back up, so I can't be bothered to do that. I rather have these. Like I bought the big one first. I bought the big one first, and then I seen the small 6-inch one, which wasn't too expensive. And I thought, I got to get that for the small pieces that I do. So yeah, perfect. And I love this square ruler with this line on it to help me. Square this up. Perfect. And see, I don't even trim my threads, because you can see, look, I don't trim my threads. They just get cut off anyways. See, now this is a perfectly trimmed up, no threads hanging, nothing. See, nice. Back in the day, you would sit there and trim all your threads. Didn't have rulers. Beautiful. And hand sew everything. Oh my gosh. Can't imagine me doing Whoops. Wow, cut right into my ironing board. That slid right off. I have my little garbage bucket right there. Keep my iron hot. I have to iron these. Just a few more left of these. There. Cute. This is going to be super cute. Oops. Okay, how many of you do that? Forget your guard is up. You start rotary cutting. I do it all the time. Okay, one more of the darks. This little rotary cutter is pretty awesome. I don't even know if you can buy blades for that. I've never seen tiny blades. Has anyone else seen tiny blades? I haven't. All right, let's give these all a little ironing. And you should always set your seam. I'm not sure what you would call that trimming. Oopsies. Let's fix that. I just want a straight edge here. There, it's all fixed. And I use steam all the time, but I don't stretch my fabric. So I don't roll over top of it over and over because you will stretch it with steam, especially on a diagonal. And this just goes very quickly, the ironing part. Takes longer to square it up than it does to iron it. And one more. So these are all my darks. I'm going to try to make nice little piles here. So when I go to build my blocks, rebuild them somehow. I don't know yet. I think I'm going to do that chevron X and X and X. So this is my other pile that we did. So we'll keep those together. Bring this back out. And bring our little stack of lights. Yeah. And I'm just going to kind of mix up the colors, try to put a light beside a dark and see what that's going to look like. You've been sick with what, Martha? Did it cut? No, I didn't think it did. So whoever wants to quilt along with me, this is a quilt along. So I'll be leaving nothing out. Get your squares together and get caught up to where I'm at. If you want to make a little boy or a little girl or an adult, a 71 by 79 approximate quilt. My quilting frame, Jeff and I set it up for 7 feet. So I can't make anything bigger than 7 feet in width. So, because I don't want a big 12-foot. We didn't set it up for the 12 or the 10 because it was just way too big and took up way too much room. So the 7 feet is perfect for me because I'm a lap quilt maker. I don't make a lot of big bedspread quilts. I can't because I would get so bored from doing those patches over and over, like doing this in a bed size. Wow, that would drive me to drink. Oh, sore throat, coughing. Uh-oh, not a good time to get a cold. Summer cold linger forever. I hope you feel better, Martha. So I'm gonna try and show you guys what I'm building, what I'm aiming for. I'm just gonna make really simple blocks in a zigzag pattern. I think that's gonna look pretty cute. Whoopsies. We did not cut that all the way. We did not cut it. Here we go. Hi, Tia. Is that you in here? I think I need a drink of coffee. That's what I think I need. And a potty run. Yeah, I'll put these together with some lights and some darks and see how that's going to look for an axe, not axe, chevron or zigzag. I don't know. I just think it's going to look super cute. I want to put a border, an inner border in it. So that's what I'm aiming for. Get on my way. We're doing super good, Tracy. Thank you for asking. Pets are doing great. Except for Tia, we're still battling her diabetes, getting it under control. But she's got to go to the vet next week to get a Libra installed in her so we can do glucose testing on her because she does not let us do it. We just can't. We tried with a pet glucose tester and it didn't work. So we had to purchase a Libra, which is a little disc that they insert in the back of her neck, and it's good for 2 weeks, and you can get glucose test readings all the time. So when the doctor needs glucose readings in order to stabilize her insulin, so you just can't do it. And I told her I can't afford to keep bringing her to the vet for you to do glucose testing every single week. I just can't afford that. I'm sorry. It's a $200 and something vet bill. So we ordered the Libra and it came in the mail. Just came in the mail last week, actually. And that was quite expensive, but it's worth it because that way we don't have to keep poking her with those lancets, you know, to take her blood sugar all the time. And she just fights us anyways. So, and she knows she's getting a needle and she don't like it. She likes to bite me. But other than that, she's doing really good. She got her hair cut. She looks so cute. Jeff, can you bring her over and have a little look-see so they can have a little tea time? She's so pretty. I love this dog so much. Even though she's blind, we help her. We help her with life now. She's an old girl. She's still our baby, no matter what. Here, let me just get rid of this. Let's do a little Tia time. Tia time. Come on, Tia. People want to see my girl. There's my little Tia time. What are you doing, baby? Hey, hello. Come here, baby. Sit down. Sit down. Hello. She is still racks a bone on her, and that's because her insulin is not 100% under control yet. So that's why we have to spend the money. Tia, you don't want to lay down. Lay down so they can see your pretty face. There's Tia. There's a little girl. Don't worry, I'm watching you. Say hello, everybody. I'm precious, Tia. Okay. You can't see her? That's the best I can do. She's my little princess. She's my little girl. She's a little old lady. She's blind. She's got diabetic cataracts. But she seems okay. It's just we need to get her insulin under control. Yeah. Say bye, everybody. She's enjoying just sitting here on my ironing board, actually, because it's nice and warm. What are you doing, my little love? Give me that. Give me that. Give me that. Give me that. Give me that, Tia. Give me that. Tia don't want to play. You gonna say bye? Are you just comfortable where you are? She's quite comfortable. You can kind of see the white around her eyes. If I could afford it, I would definitely get one of her cataracts removed. But it's how much did the vet say? It's $3,700 to have one eye done per eye, just so she can see again. Even if she had one sight in one eye. So we're thinking about it. We are. She's so comfortable. You're so good. You don't want to get down? Are you on a nice warm ironing board? Can I go back to my sewing, baby girl? Tia, you are just so loved. Yeah, it's highway robbery, Martha. They know, like, they know that if they remove one of the cataracts, she'll be able to at least have sight in one eye, but about 3,700 plus tax. Don't forget the tax on top of that. So yeah, it is really outrageous. Not affordable. And plus they don't do it here. She has to go to Toronto. But the vet said if we do decide to do it, they will recommend her to Toronto, to a vet in Toronto that does eye surgery, cataracts. And, but she can't get it done until her insulin is, and she is completely in good health. So, anyways, you want to go see Daddy and get a special treat?
You're going on a road trip.
There we go. There's my little girl. So I think we live for our pets. I don't know. We do. Jeff and I work our butts off at work for our pets. So, but, and a home too, roof over our head. Not just our pets. They get a roof over their head too. And Tia just got a special treat. She's such a good girl. Jeff has a bad habit of, I swear to God, I told him over and over, I said, you gave that dog diabetes with all the treats that you keep giving her. And he goes, that's not true. Oopsie, that moved. Yeah. Yeah, it is highway robbery, Cynthia, but, or Cindy, sorry, not Cynthia. I'm sorry, Cindy. Yeah, that is highway robbery. Honestly, it is. But a veterinarian will suck every dollar out of you that they can, especially when you're vulnerable and your pet is ill. They suck you in. As soon as I took her to the vet to find out why she was sick all the time and drinking so much, she said, I believe she has diabetes. Now, she said a dog can live a long and healthy life as a diabetic, but it's very expensive. And I'm thinking, okay, how expensive can it get? You got to buy insulin and needles. But she didn't sit there and tell me that they were going to do all this blood work on her and analysis. And it was a $646 bill when I took her home that day, just to find out what was wrong with her, that she was diabetic. I was like, holy cow. And then we bought the insulin and the needles. We had to take her back again for glucose testing 2 weeks after her first dose of insulin. Then we had to take her back in again. Then she didn't like the dog food. We had to go buy more of the pet dog food. So we were spending hundreds and hundreds of dollars. And then we went and bought a glucose tester that was extremely expensive from the United States. And that ended up not working on her. And then we had to buy a Libra, which was $227 Canadian. And now I have to pay to get that installed on her, and every single disc. So you get 2 discs with the monitor. So you only get 2 with the starter pack. That was $227. Again, highway robbery. And after the 2 discs are done, I have to buy new ones, and they're $89 a piece for one. So yeah, it's called rip-off. But these Libras are meant for humans, and they are calibrated for dogs too, apparently, because she's the vet's the one that told me to get her the Libra, and that they will install it at a fee, of course. You know, they don't do nothing for free. Never. I shouldn't say that. Her insulin, was it the first or second day? It was the second day of giving her insulin. You know the insulin, you have to refrigerate it. And hers came in a glass bottle like everyone's insulin does. And of course, I got ceramic tile flooring in my kitchen. What did I do? I dropped that insulin bottle and it smashed in a million pieces. Jeff had to run to the vets, and I thought, here goes another $55 for her insulin bottle. But she said, you just got this yesterday? And we said, yeah. She goes, oh, okay, there's no charge for this. So they didn't charge us for the brand new bottle of insulin. So I was very happy about that because we didn't even get 2 days out of it, and I dropped it and it smashed. So now I'm very careful. When I open her insulin bottle, I open it over the counter so I don't ever drop it on the floor again and smash it. And the same thing happened with Miku's prescription. Was it Miku's or Tiki's? It was Miku's. I just got his prescription for his antibiotic, and what I do, they put it in a glass bottle. Dropped it on the kitchen floor and it smashed. And that one I had to pay for to get it refilled. That vet didn't give it to me for free. So now I'm very careful about their medicines. Like, seriously, don't give these to me in glass bottles. But insulin has to be in glass bottles. I don't know why. And refrigerated. So I keep hers refrigerated. And she's on one or two units. I don't know if those are called units or what. I think she's on 2 units. And that's still, I think she's going to have to get more. She's still showing signs of not being completely stable yet. So, yeah. She'll go next week now to get her Libra installed. And then I have to do a day where I do all her glucose testing every hour on the hour. And then I got to submit the results to the vet. And that will determine if her insulin has to go up or if it goes down. Pretty sure it's going to go up. She is gaining weight back, though. She did lose a lot of weight because she was sick. And the vet said that she was completely dehydrated, even though I said, but she drank so much water. I couldn't keep up her water bowl full enough for her. She goes, that's because when you're diabetic, you drink and you just pee it out. It does not, you do not hold any water in you. And no water retention whatsoever. So she was getting dehydrated at the same time. And I thought, you know, I didn't think she was dehydrated because of the way she drank. But was I ever wrong? So yeah, you got to be careful with that. And she said, and Tia, she was drinking like a fish. I couldn't keep her water bowl full because she was drinking it. An EpiPen? No. No, you can't. I got a pen for her, but it doesn't work because they want you to jab her in the ear, and I can't do it. She won't let us. It's just a struggle and a fight with her. Like, I don't have to struggle and fight with her to give her insulin anymore. She knows she's going to get a big treat after she gets her insulin shot. And that's when we give her her brush her teeth treat. Because she's so good. So that's the only thing that she'll let us do is give her her insulin, and that's it. We tried it. We tried doing it in the elbow of her leg where she showed us at the bottom of the paw. I poked her there about 5 times, and I said, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm not getting any blood. And it's not working. So they gave me a needle and told me just jab her with the needle. And I'm like, yeah, no, I can't do that. I can't just jab her. I don't know how hard I'm going to hurt her. So it's like, no, we're not doing that, Jeff. So we just ordered a Libra. No more troubles. So even though I have to spend $100 a month for her her Libra, one a month, 2 a month. They're expensive. I don't know how often the vet will require the glucose testing, so I can't even answer that right now. It's just we got to get this dog stable. And I want to do what's comfortable for her, not what's comfortable for the vet. I want to do what's comfortable for my dog. And she don't like those glucose tests, so I'm not doing it to her. I'm going to just, if it costs me money, then it costs me money. It's the way things go. When you get a pet, you vow to give them a good life. And that's my vow. Tia's got all kinds of beds everywhere in the house. We just can't change our furniture around now because of her being blind. We can't change anything because she knows her way around. She can't go down the stairs anymore. Jeff carries her and I carry her down the stairs outside. So she won't even try. It's just like she gets to the top of the stairs and waits for us to pick her up. But she goes outside with Jeff all the time and walks around the yard like she owns it. Oh, wait, she does. Yeah, I think EpiPens are for allergics. That's what my granddaughter has because she has a nut allergy, a severe nut allergy. And she has EpiPens. Yeah. I think most people would do that. I just love how this squares these up really nice, cleans up the edges, the corners. Not saying anything about my crooked sewing line, but hey, you can't see that. Thank God for that. Yeah, Jeff's going to do that, Martha. I already told him that he has to do that for her. So that's probably what he's going to do, is build her a little ramp where she can go down the stairs to go potty. But we don't mind carrying her. Well, guys, it doesn't even look like I touched this stack of squares. Look. Oh my gosh. Doesn't look like I've done any. I did, honestly, I did. Look at that. I didn't even close the guard on my blade. It's not so bright. Oops, that kind of moved a little bit. Don't be moving. So this is pretty boring for you guys to watch, isn't it? Me squaring up half square triangles. Even then, it's going to be really hard for her to try something new, being that she's blind. Like she's nervous when you even put her down outside. She's panicking because she thinks she's gonna, like, she knows where her pee spots to go and poops, and she's just so smart. But getting her to try something new, I don't know, she's too finicky, and she's so fussy. I have to give her, like, she's been really picky about her food lately, and I think that plays a big role in her insulin. She's getting really picky. No matter what food I give her, she doesn't like it. She won't eat it. I have to make her crush her food with a pot. Not that it's powder, but you know, it's still chunky for dry dog food. I have to make gravy with a piece of bread, like a little tiny quarter piece of bread, and I soak it in gravy, and I give her some kind of meat. So today she had chicken for breakfast, along with her dog food, her normal dog food, with gravy and bread in it, plus cooked chicken. Yeah, and that's the only way I can get her to eat her dog food. If I just give her dog food, she snubs her nose at it and walks away. Won't eat it. And she has to eat to get her insulin. So she's really giving us a hard time. And the vet does not like the idea of her eating human food, but if she's getting some of her kibble with it, then I think that's good. Because when the food that they gave me, that they told me I had to feed her, was giving her diarrhea so bad, her poop was just running out of her. And I'm like, this is dumb. So now that I put her back on her regular dog food and crush it up a little bit, she is normal. She's normal again. So I'm not hurting her as long as she's getting her regular dog food. She's still getting her nutrients. And that's what worries me. If she don't get her nutrients, that's giving her straight up table food is not good. So I trick her. I give her gravy, soaked with a little few tiny pieces of bread and some kind of meat, just to encourage her to eat. But she still smells her dog food. Sometimes she snubs her nose up at that too. But I just sit there and spoon feed her and she eats it. All right. Yeah, Jeff calls her the little diva. Because Tia is a diva. Yeah, I do know this dog. Miss Fussy Pants. That's what I call her. I come home from work every morning at 9 o'clock and I feed her and give her insulin. And then she gets fed again at 5 o'clock. And then she'll get the odd treat throughout the day. A dog treat, of course, not human food. She already gets enough of that in her daily intake. But I do come home every morning, 9 o'clock, faithfully, feed her, give her her shot, and I'm out the door, back to work. And some mornings she gives me a hard time. She really does. She doesn't want to eat. I gotta sit there and fight with her or make her something else. I gotta get up though, because I do get crampy sitting here, and I gotta make a potty run quick, if you guys don't mind. Or I could just end the show if you want. It's kind of boring, right? Yeah, I heard about pumpkin. I'm gonna try pumpkin, Cindy. I am. My doctor, the vet, told us to go to this website called Balance It. So I went there. And she said, because I was feeding Tia normal table food, Tia wasn't eating any dog food at all. She was just eating straight up table food. And then I tricked her and started putting her dog food in it. They gave us this stuff to try. It's called Balance It, and it's a supplement that you can make human food and add this supplement in it. And I was like, no, she's not going to forever get human food. So I tricked her. I started about 2 weeks ago giving her her food banged up, and she's been eating it. As long as she eats at least 7/8 of a cup a day or at a feeding, then we're good. Because then she can get her regular full insulin shot. So And sometimes I make way too much for her, and I know there's no way in God's green earth she's going to eat all that. So, and when she eats a good portion of it, then I'm happy. Then I can go to work and go, huh, bless your little heart. You ate, you got your insulin, you're good till I get home. So, yeah. All right, I'm going to get up for a minute, guys, because I'm really getting crampy sitting here. Yeah, I heard pumpkin works really well. I'm going to try her. I never tried her with pumpkin, but I should. Canned pumpkin, yeah. Yep, burrs. All right, guys, I'm going to take a minute and I'll be right back. Oh, I got to get up. I get crampy. Wow, that's called relief. Shut up, Martha. Hey, who wants to see my new soap I made? I haven't got these for sale yet, but this is called Rose Gold Fragrance. And this is what it looks like. It's 3 layers. In the bottom here, at the top is cranberry seeds. In the middle is all rose petals. On the top is just pink mica. And on this top here, there's rose petals, cranberry seeds, and Himalayan sea salt on the top. And it smells amazing. So this is my soap I made. Isn't that pretty? And then I put these, I usually wrap them and put them in these boxes, but I'm bringing this one to work. Put in the ladies' bathroom. That smell of that rose gold, I just gave my neighbor one because she was out working in her garden. I said, hey, I got something for you to try. It's rose gold soap. That's the name of the fragrance oil. Can you smell it? Smells good. He's coming in here. Mika, get. Come on. Yep. And then we've got a little shithead. What are you doing? What are you doing? You gonna say hello? Okay, you're gonna sit on the edge there. Very good. Be a good boy. Be a good boy. Hello. Hello. I do not want you to touch that iron, little guy. He decided to come out of his room and come and see me. What a little stinker. Hi, baby. Hi, baby. What are you doing? Oh, you can't go on my no shoulder. Come here. Come here. There we go. What are you doing? He wants some. I'll be right back, guys. I'm going to go put him on his perch and give him what he wants. Come here, you little stinker. Want this? Come on. Hey.
How do you even know?
What?
You even know.
You have to really watch because Tia can't see Miku. And he just goes straight for her sometimes. And then I got to yell at him. This is doing a pretty good job at squaring up. Whoops. And you can't do two of them because not every seam will match up to the line on the other one. So you got to be doing one at a time, unfortunately. But you just take such a little bit off. Jeff is making himself enchiladas. And I guess Miku can smell it cooking. That's why he came out of his room. He's smart. Die. Hey, girl. How you feeling? So after I get these ironed, I'm going to put some together on my board here so you guys can see the pattern I'm going to go for. Just going to be a really simple zigzag pattern. And I think that's going to be good enough for a little boy. Well, he's not so little, and he's not going to be forever little. He is, what, 9 years old now? Yeah, he's getting up there. He sure is. He's a growing boy. They all went to the show last night. I don't know what movie they went to see. They did. You're fine, eh, Di? I hope so. That looks like I only have 8 more half square triangles to do. When are you going to start sewing, Di? Right? Well, the true test will be when I sew these together, see exactly how squared up I made them. That's very simple, quick, and easy, fast. Like a bunny. Ooh, I'm not comfortable. I'm only sitting on half my seat and wasting my coffee. So sit it there. Looks disgusting. It is kind of cold. Might microwave it a little bit. This is pretty good. Pretty good. And are you getting that procedure done when you go back, Di? Or you don't know? I'm not throwing these on the floor, guys. My garbage can's right below the corner of the table there. Hell, I ain't giving myself more work. Look at how skinny those pieces were. Getting it matched up on this seam line. Darn it. Good, you'll be brand new again. My brother had that done. Martha had it done. Martha's brand new again. So are you eating healthier now, Di? Probably should have my glasses on for this. Really, I should. So how many of you are going to make one of these quilts? I needs to know. I would like to know. So this is, as you can see, very time consuming, is squaring all of these up, and I'm not even I'm not even halfway through all my things. My squares. Wow, that sure didn't get lined up nicely. Wow, Martha, what is your problem? Stop being lazy. That was nice fabric that you got, too. Very retro. What are you getting an operation for, though, Di-Di? I thought you were getting stents. You're not getting stents now? All right. I'm going to heat up my iron. I have to touch the handle. Perfect. Cutting off her head, eh? Wow. She'll really be able to papercraft now. I'm sorry, guys, but I honestly don't miss papercrafting. I don't miss all the drama. I just don't miss it at all. I've been living my life in peace, and I can't even tell you how wonderful it is. Last one, and oh no, sorry, there's two here. Okay, so I got a little excited for nothing. All right, look at that. I got that whacking pile done. Wow. Woohoo. Very good. I'm just going to clean the lint off with my burning board because I can't stand it. It drives me nuts. Perfect. Now we'll iron these suckers. Just do a couple at a time. I really love this one fabric. I just love it. That and the one that looks like jelly beans. Just so pretty. Whoops. Did an accident. It's all fixed. So that is how easy it is to make half square triangles. 8 of them at once. I'm kind of excited to put some of these colors together and see what that's going to look like in a ziggy-zag. I got to give my iron a little break. Or it'll leak. I don't. Let it come up for air. Let all that steam out. Okay, back to work. Yeah, this one here is super cute. Look at it. It looks like it's dabbed with ink all over it, frayed. It's so cute. Yeah, I love that one too, Cindy. Love it. And you know what? Even after I sew these together and make my squares, which I think I'm going to make 4 patches, 4 patch squares, I will still have to square up those squares. I like to just set the seam on 2 at a time and then roll it up. And then give my iron a break to release the steam. But I'm super, super excited. I got quilting rulers now to do quilt patterns when I'm quilting my quilts with my long arm. I'm very, very, very excited to do. I'm going to actually put a piece of fabric and backing and batting together as a sample. And I'm going to make samples first before I actually try it on a real quilt so I don't ruin my granddaughter's quilt when I first do it. See if I can handle the machine. These polka dots are kind of pretty. I love the color. It's like a bluish, greenish yellow. It's pretty. So my iron is getting hotter. Pull the baby back up. So I hope people quilt along with me, even though you might make a different quilt. I don't know. Make something. There's 3 here. We'll do all 3. Set all 3 seams. Can you guys see me okay from this view? Okay, now I'm getting a little braver. Let's do 4 at a time. It's called getting lazy. Just want to give my iron a time to release the steam in it. See, you must be wondering what this is. This is just an old cutting mat. It's actually kind of flimsy right now because it's hot, but I use it for my iron because there's feet. See the feet? If I let go of it, see the feet that come out? These leave marks in your ironing board and they don't come out. So I leave it on that so it does not damage my ironing board. And that's an old cutting mat that I don't think I ever used. There is a few cut marks on it. I might have used it, but I'm going to sew a few blocks together. You guys can see how gorgeous this is going to be. Guess I need to move my coffee out of your view. And there's the same one, but in a different color. The other one was in blue, I think. Was it? Yeah. See? Oh, yeah. Same one, but in different colors. Love it. My pile's getting bigger. Oops. There. We will set all 8 seams. I'll take a drink while my irons. Peekaboo. Peekaboo. So the ironing goes the quickest. Always does. Squaring these up, don't go too quick. But that's par for the core when you're making a quilt. Peekaboo. You saying peekaboo, Miku? You want to play peekaboo? All right, let's build some blocks just to see how this is going to look. Oh. don't know. How many darks and lights? I think I have. Oh, there's lots of darks. I don't know. Let me try something. I kind of like this. Let's see if this works. I like that. Now let's move this coffee before I spill it onto my project. Now, this one here. No. This way, maybe? I don't know. Let's try it. This way? This way? Maybe? No. This way, maybe? No. This way? Okay, it's starting to look like something. If I can get it to go. I'm having problems here. Whew, kind of warm. There we go. Let's see. This is going to make a big star, I think. That way? I don't know. This way? No. No. About this way? This way? That looks good. There we go. Okay. Now we're talking business. This way? Nope. This way? No. This way? Nope. Like that? There we go. Don't ever follow me because I have problems with coordination. All right. What could we put in these corners? Let's do 4 of these. Since I have lots. This one so far. Let's see. Will it work like that? Yes. I don't know what that's going to look like, but that's kind of cool. That's really not what I like to do for a boy, is a big star. No. That's boring. I don't want to do that. I changed my mind. Okay. Let's try something else. I really don't know. All right. Let's try something else. Okay, so let's just make a 4 patch like I said I was going to do. So I think I had the whites together. I don't remember now. Shoot. I don't want that one because it's the same. This one. This way. And Okay. There's your chevron pattern. Okay. Let me see how that's going to look. Like that. Let's get one of those. One of those. And I don't really have a lot of dark ones pressed or sewed. So we'll use one of those and one of these for now. Either way. Okay. Now, that can go like that. That can go like that. And that can go like that. No, like that. And there. What do you guys think of that? Just zigzag it. What do you think of that? Let's try a second row too. So let's move these up. You guys aren't going to see that now. Oopsies. Let's bring it down a little bit. You guys can still see. Yeah, I think this is really more boyish. I don't even have to worry about things. So let's start with one here and a light one here. This way. And a dark one here. And this dark one like that. So I should do the whole quilt just zigzagging it. I think that's going to look super cute. Yep, that. No, we'll just pretend we know what we're doing. And I am making a mess of these, yes. One of those. No, let's do a polka dot. Okay, I need to do more colors. So we're going to do, this is different. I'm going to trade this one off for this. There. And put that one there. Because I don't want two of them the same. So I would have them go like that. So let's start with that way. Once you get the hang of one block, then then it'll be easy to sew them together. And that goes that way. And a black one, because that's all I've got of the dark sewed so far. And this way. There. Yes. I think I'm just going to do zigzag. Yep. And then when I quilt this, I can do lines and circles all in the white. I could do something, or I could do some, what do you call it, ribbon candy in the white. I think this will look super nice. So yeah. I could just sew all these together, but I don't want to because there's too many of the same colors. I want to mix them up. So I'm going to finish this throughout the week. I'll go live again and work on this because it is a quilt along. So if you want to quilt along, you can. If you don't, you don't. So yeah. think I'm going to be done for today. What do you guys think of that? I do have lots of squares to make. Like that seems like a lot of squares, but it really is not. But I sure don't have very many darks done. Two kinds. But hey, I will get some done throughout the week. I still have lots of dark colors in here. Got this black one, the background kind. Got this one, super cool. That solid black. So yeah, these are the darker ones in the front. That green, we done. Oops. So lots of these. And that one in the green. And then there's orange. That's pretty. Then there's a darker orange. And then there's this stripe, but in a different color than this. See? And then we're getting back into some lights, some lighter colors, light blue and beige. Yeah, and there's his binding. That will be the binding of his quilt. And then there's grays. Yeah. So I still have a lot of squares to do. But hey, this is going to be fun. So hopefully I have enough white squares, which I think I do. Yeah, that's a lot of squares to still sew. Yeah, these are really nice colors. I really, really like this quilt for Seth. And I really, really love this one for Maya. I just picked perfect fabrics from the same company. This was called Gorgeous too. I just love it. But this is very, see, it even says Santora Gorgeous on it. I just really, really love the way this is coming together. You can kind of see it's a sort of a star shape in there. Hi, Angela Bailey. Thank you. Yeah, I really love, like, look at this one. I just love this block. Really do. And this was a trick block to make. And I believe I got the pattern from Missouri Star Quilt Company. And so many of these pieces I sewed wrong. I had to keep ripping and ripping because you had to pay attention to the way you were sewing them and the way you were turning them in the quilt. It was so difficult. So yeah, I made a lot of mistakes on this, but it was a lesson learned and I just had to redo it. And then I just love the fact that I had just these little 5-inch squares to sew. These are going to be fun to quilt. So yeah, her fabric was gorgeous. Really, really gorgeous. Really loved it. It was super pretty. And this is her. This is her binding. That's going to go around the outside. This is part of her fabric line. And then this is her backing, which I had so thankful I was able to get another 3 yards of it. And this is the backing to hers, which is in her quilt, both of these. Well, the star one there, there's this one. That's her backing right there. That was part of their line. And same with this, is her binding. So this has got no borders. This is just 7 blocks across and 8 rows down. That's all this is. But it's going to be gorgeous when it's done. I can promise you that. I'm just anxious to see it all sewed together, really. Yeah. And see, right now I'm not sewing, I'm not ironing my blocks because when I go to join my rows, I need one to go this way and I need a seam to go the other way. So I'm not sewing, I'm not ironing this down just yet. I will iron all of that out once I'm finished sewing all these rows. That way I'll have them all going the right way. So, yep. Love this quilt. It's going to be gorgeous when it's done. I'm pretty sure this was Missouri Star, but it was, again, 3 years ago. I can't promise you anything. It was gorgeous fabric. And they have paper that was made out of this fabric. That gorgeous Centauros or whatever it's called. Centauros, let me see. Should be on here. Hello. That's where that piece went I was looking for. Licensed. Where is it? Required for any use beyond individual consumption. Okay, can you just tell me the name of the fabric, please? I don't care about that. Santoro. This was Santoro and Gorgeous are trademarks of Santoro. www.santorolondon.com. Wow, that's gorgeous. Yep, it is Santoro. And I had paper that I got a kit from, and I sold it. I'll give it a miss, Ruby. Yeah, I know you will, Dai. You're funny like that. Yeah, that paper line was with those gorgeous girls. Unfortunately, I cut them up. They're those big, large ones were cut into where I saw the girls. See, there's girls in it, but they're cut. See, those gorgeous girls? They're all pieces of them because I cut the 10-inch square. Santoro Gorgeous. And I don't think this is childish. Maya is, 12 years old. This will be perfect for her for life. All right, I'm going to get going. And I'm not sure when I'll be back. I'll let you guys know in the group. And I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Maybe I'll be back tomorrow, work some more on this. I don't want to prolong it because if I do that, I won't get it made. Yeah, it is great for 12-year-old. Probably great for life. All right. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining me. I had a blast, and I hope you guys follow along and quilt something. So I guess I'll see you guys real soon. Take care. God bless. Bye, everyone.